Hey, Vincent Arcuri, another episode of Realty Rant. No, you're not seeing double. You got Vinnie and Vinnie here today. We're going to do a little bantering here on the Tampa real estate market and what's happening on this week's episode of Realty Rant. Vinnie, your first time on the show.
Yes, it is. Happy to be here, Vince.
Been on the radio show, been on all that good stuff. But, I mean, come on, radio show TV is nothing compared to being on the Realty Rant.
This is where it's at. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
to be
this
here,
is
Vince.
going to get a lot. This is really going to make your
This
career blow up and go.
Oh
to the
man,
next
Hollywood's
level here.
next, right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So Tampa market's going absolutely crazy right now. The market, the interest rates remain high, but it's just almost like the interest rates are 3% again. Everybody's continuing to buy in the Tampa area. It's really contradicting what's happening nationally. I mean, what are you seeing out there?
I mean, it hasn't slowed down a bit. You know, single family homes are still at a premium. People are selling them fast. They're still commanding top dollar if they've got all those updates and everything to go along with it. It's been a great market, you guys. If you're still looking to sell your home, do not slow down on that process. Call one of us today and make that happen.
You're supposed to do that at the end.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, so we got one of the things I want to if there's any real estate agents out there, one of the things that really is blowing my mind going on, and I just want to see if you have any of this going on. I see these real estate agents. We had an open house this weekend, and we had a house, and it's on a ski lake, gated community. It is beautiful house, and we did the open house. I knew there was going to be multiple offers, but a lot of the buyers out there say, I'm always losing out. I'm never getting the house. And I had this lengthy conversation with this agent, and he says, walking out the door with this buyer, they want it, we're making an offer. Hey, we're going to go run some comps. As soon as he said, I'm going to go run some comps. And if you're a buyer out there and the real estate agent is running comps for you, there's a pretty good chance you're not going to get the house because the comps have nothing to do with the market. The market's red hot. Houses are selling over asking price. People are waiving the appraisal contingencies. They're just
still
buying
happening.
These houses. It's still happening. And when you're coming in and going, oh, the house is worth $950, and Vince, you have it listed at $980, and it sells for $1 million. I mean, these poor knuckleheads ended up not getting a beautiful home.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta make the offer that's worth making. It's more of that what that home makes you feel.
Yeah, I think it's like you have to really understand what's happening in the market. If you're a buyer or a seller, I mean, back in the early 2008, 9, 10, it was a short sale, and it was the complete opposite of what it is right now. That you'd go into a neighborhood and there would be 40 houses for sale, and only 3 of them were going to sell that whole year.
Oh yeah.
And so you would have to be the lowest price times $10,000 to even be considered the winning offer. And the people back then, you just really flip that. And when I mean the winning offer, something that would be accepted by the bank, you'd want to show them the factual data,
right?
And you would have to be the lowest price person to get that offer. Now it's the complete flip that. You need to be the highest to really parlay that into the winning bid. You really need to really entice the seller with something.
And you've really got to understand that the market inventory is still very, very low.
Right.
So when you're making these offers, you got to kind of figure in the emotional value that house is worth to you, because not only is that the comps all over the place, but without the comps being there and without that emotional piece of that property being there for you, you're just not going to win it. You've got to really assess what that value is for you, because that home may not come back on market, and with inventory is low, you may not see another one like it.
Right, and it's a matter of winning right now. I mean, you're down here and you're relocating here. The worst thing that you could do is ultimately rent. Now the rents are going up. That money's being thrown away. It's not tax deductible. Not tax deductible at all. You're really losing the momentum because, one of the things I think consumers don't realize, that guy that ran the comps, that realtor that ran the comp, well, when this house closes at $1 million, well, now the comps are over $1 million.
Yeah.
So when another house pops up on the market, essentially now they're having to go, the bar has been set. So them being the know-it-all that it was only worth $950, that house is now worth $1 million, and the neighbor's house is probably going to sell for about $1,020,000 and $1,050,000. So it just doesn't make sense to let me run some comps. If you're a real estate agent says, let me go run some comps, you're pretty much getting ready to lose the house.
Yeah. You got to
So-
give the seller what they want sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vince, I got to ask.
Go ask.
What is this Make GTR Great Again hat about?
Oh, well, this video is only about 10 minutes long, and I would have to go into an elaborate reason, but I am considering a run for the Tampa Board of Realtors Board of Directors next year.
All right.
And hence my campaign hat, Make GTR Great Again.
I love it.
I will be posting videos about this a little bit later, but thank you for asking. I don't want it to be in a distraction any longer, so let me just get to the shiny
Now we're just
heads.
gonna blur. We're just gonna blur the camera with a lot of light now.
Absolutely. So let me ask you. So you're a very successful real estate agent in the Tampa Bay market. What advice are you giving your clients when they're putting the houses on the market? And what are you seeing? I mean, obviously we know there's going to be a bidding war,
Right.
but to really sharpen that edge and make sure they're getting tippy top
Yep.
market, what are the things you're suggesting?
Yeah, price it right, definitely.
And the market takes care of itself. I mean, you price
Absolutely.
it right. It's not necessary. You're probably going to sell for more than that.
Oh yeah, price it right. Price it right. The buyers are there. Inventory is still low. Make sure that you know that we're putting your best foot forward. Do that staging. Put away some of the excess clutter. Maybe bring in some other pieces to really make that property shine. And make sure you're getting those inspections done before you list it.
Absolutely.
You got to do that, man. You got to do that because you got to know what you're going to come up against under contract before it becomes an issue.
Yeah, and one of the things I always like to mention is that when you get your home inspection done prior to listing your home, you don't have to have a general contractor do the repairs. Once
Right.
you're under contract, that contract specifically states any repairs being done by the general contractor. Whereas if you do the home inspection before you put the home on the market and you got Uncle Bob's a retared plumber, you can go to Home Depot, buy a hot water heater for $400 or $500 and
Absolutely.
Uncle Bob will put it in for free. So a retail plumber is going to come out and probably charge you $1,000 more than that.
Absolutely.
And that alone is going to be the savings of the cost of the it's going to be the cost of the general
Of course.
contractor coming out.
Yeah.
So those little things, and multiply that times the carpenter, the wood rot that we all see by the garage doors,
And-
those are things that we know are going to come up, and you really need to have.
And just in, that buyer's mindset, when you're going through these inspections, you don't have that lengthy report with all these glaring issues that they're looking at.
Right, and it shows pride of ownership when
Right.
those things have been repaired and maintained, and it really does give the buyer more confidence if the home, your air conditioning filters, if they're plugged solid, that screams at the buyer that this person's not doing any home. They can't change a filter once a month. So
Right.
change your filters in your air conditioning unit, have your air conditioning unit serviced, do a home inspection, make those repairs, and make your home shine where it really shows, even if you're not, show them that you care about the condition of your
Right.
home and that you're somebody that's on top of that.
For sure.
And then I think obviously, I think a mistake that a lot of consumers are making is they've got a friend or a relative in the title business, the mortgage business, or the real estate business.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to consider that when you're dealing with friends and family in the real estate business, they know your personal business. And they
Right.
know you filed a bankruptcy 5 years ago, or that you had a foreclosure on your home 5 years ago. Those things kind of, when you're dealing with friends and family, I think a lot of people are reluctant. I think
Yeah.
we've had a case where recently we did a closing and the seller said, "Oh, I want you to use my friend at this title company." It was a disaster. I think he really realized in retrospect that you should really let the real estate agents pick who they have a comfort level
Yeah.
with and that they work well with.
Really lean on your agent, man. They're the professionals.
Exactly,
This is what we
exactly.
do every day. It's what we've done for, I know you've done it for well over almost 3 decades.
Yeah.
I've been there well over a decade myself.
40
And,
years between us. I don't think we're
yeah.
40 years old between the
My
two of
goodness,
us. So
no
come
way.
on. Vinny, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you,
Uh-huh.
how would they get a hold of you to list or sell real estate? in the
Really
Tampa
easy.
area?
Really easy. Just go to buytampanow.com. All my information's right there. You can call me on my personal cell. It's all on the buytampanow.com.
That is awesome. Okay, well, listen, thank you. We're out of time this week. We try to keep these segments about 10 minutes long. So we'll catch you on the next episode of Realty Rant. This is Vince Arcuri saying so long from the Sunshine State.
Thank you, Vince.